So, yes, last time we met, we were talking about residencies and various other kinds of things you can do outside of your home, classes to take workshops that are away from home, things like that. And, like I always like to do, I'm just wondering if in between the times that we meet, you guys are letting these ideas ricochet around in your head, and if things occur to you or things you resolve about certain things. Did anybody have any sort of thoughts about residencies or how that would be so nice to go someplace really wonderful and just, spend the time there amongst the trees doing your work?
I thought it sounded amazing. I
Yeah.
think for me it's going to be a little hard with a full-time job to get away. So I was thinking, well, maybe I could go in the summer when things are slow. Um, but then I was thinking, but then you said there was the most competitive time, so I was like, oh shucks.
Well, for the bigger ones, yeah, but
Yeah.
there's so
Oh,
many. You
okay.
saw that list, right? It
Yeah.
seems like hundreds to me now.
Right.
They're all not equal. It's kind of like looking at a bed and breakfast and not really knowing a whole lot about them. But you can find it. Like, oh, this one looks great in Iceland. You know, so it really is a kind of thing. It depends. It depends. It depends. And whenever anybody or anyone here is interested, I'm happy to help. There are people that I can guide you to give you ideas or to report back on how that was, because you can find people who've done certain ones of them, and there is a site where artists can grade that experience. I
Oh, really?
to know about. I used to know about it. Yeah, I don't remember what it is now, but yeah, there are places where you can get that. So it's like kind of like a Yelp for residencies. Anybody else?
Yeah, I'm interested in it. Yeah, I'm very excited about it. I have to sort of sift through them all more a little bit, figure out which one would like be most exciting or the most appropriate or whatever, and fit with my work schedule and stuff too. But
Right, right. And some of them, you can do some of them for 2 weeks. They're so you don't have to do the one that's 3 months. I mean, I look at the ones that are 3 months and I'm like, I can't do that.
Oh, no
A lot of
kidding.
these are, the MFA students fresh from school, like I mentioned last time, managed to, live their lives from residency to residency, for as long as they can, a great way to not have to pay rent and,
I mean, I could bring a travel rig with me and still like do both. Is that possible?
a travel rig.
Like a travel rig, a travel recording studio? Like I could bring a mini, I have a mini one like I could bring. You can do both if I needed to?
It's possible, yeah. I mean, these places all have different facilities, so yeah. So once you start looking into it, if you need any help, I can try to guide you with that a little bit, or yeah. So it's possible, and Anyway, anyone else? Any other thoughts about it? No. So something to keep in the back burner, just to know about, because it's one of the few wonderful perks that artists get to have. I have to say, it's almost makes it worthwhile to do this because it is really fun, even if you're doing it on your own, and you can have your own residency. Like I did my own residency once at home. I just told my husband I'm off duty for the next 2 weeks or a week, whatever it was.
Wow.
And he
Wow.
agreed and he said, okay. And I said, I don't want to
That's
be
aw-
bothered. I don't want to do housework or cooking, nothing for the next week. Can you do that for me? And he said, sure. So he's very nice about it. But yeah. And then, you sort of have this headspace free to just really get into your work and it works. So, yeah, it's all possible. Yeah. All right, so let's talk tonight about websites. And I had, because it seems like a good time to talk about it because a lot of you have new websites. And in fact, everybody does here. Well, Shirley, you've had one before, but you've just upgraded yours.
Yeah, but it hasn't launched yet.
Oh, okay. Can you show us on your screen though? Can you bring it up for us?
Good question. Why don't you go to somewhere else? Because I have to go to a Gmail account.
Okay.
I have to find the link, is what I'm
All
saying.
right. Yeah, that's you
Yeah.
can do that. If you can find it, even if while we're talking or what somebody else is just, if you can find it, that'd be a great way to share it because it would really be fun to, see where everybody is with this process. But first, just a little bit of a framework around websites. So why do you have a website? This whole thing started in the mid 90s. And I remember because that was one of the, my husband, who's a techie, said, Adria, we should have a website business for artists. Isn't that a great idea? I can do the tech and you can be the art person and we'll make a ton of money. The problem with that is artists are not a great resource for making money. But apparently they are now because you can see how much stuff is out there for it. But anyway, at the beginning, people were so worried about them. Oh my God, I had some artists that said, no, I don't want my work to be on the internet. People will steal it, steal the imagery and whatever. And so it was all sorts of fraught. And we had the business for about 2 years, and then it's like wasn't really what I wanted to be doing. So
Adria, I've lost contact with the visual here. So this is Mary.
yeah,
Can you see me?
I can see you.
Oh, okay. So maybe I don't know how I get back to seeing all of you guys.
Oh, you might have a tab open that's in front of it.
Yeah. Okay, I might have to.
You can come back in if you want to.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think I have
come
to
back in.
log off. So
Okay. All right. So anyway, it's, in the internet age, it's turned out to be so, almost everybody has a website now, and it really is your landing page for your work. And yes, Instagram is great, and a lot of people post a lot on Instagram, but Instagram is how you are going to get people to go to your website, because that's always been the problem with websites. You make a great website, but the question was, how do you get people to go to it? And back in the day, you might have a business card and, the URL is on it, or you put it in your signature in your email or various things like that. And now it's social media that gets you there. So it's, you can't just think that you have a website and because you have a website, suddenly people are going to come to it. No, you got to get people to go to it. Right. So that's another reason why if you're on Instagram, that's a really good thing because that is largely how people are going to find you. So, now we're in the world of, everybody and their brother has got a website and they're easier than ever to make. To do a good one though, of course, still takes a lot of work and you kind of have to know what you're doing, but it's possible, so and a number of you have hired people to work with you, and that's always a great thing because it's a thing unless you really want to spend hours in front of the computer. It's really good to have somebody to help you, right? So I do my own, but that's because I had that practice back in the 90s and the 2000s and all. I learned when you had to learn how to program to do it, the language. And so not that I'm any genius at it, but I understand it in, a way that probably, it's a little easier for me to have gotten it now. So I'm not bad at doing it myself. I've also decided that for me, and you guys have seen my website. I mean, I can just start by showing you mine because, it's just sort of like, okay.
sorry, Adria, I'm still having trouble. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah,
I don't
sure.
know what I have to find you guys, and I'm just not
Yeah, why
getting.
don't you just log out, Mary? Go ahead and just come back in.
Yeah, I have tried to log out. It's blank on my screen, so somehow I still have you though.
Yeah, and
So
we see you. We see you, but you don't see the screen.
no,
There's viewing options up at the top.
I'm sorry to do this to you.
Oh,
Yeah.
never mind. That's not it. Kim, you know more probably.
Yeah, if she can't see anything, it's probably just her home. So yeah, you have Apple?
I do.
So, if you want you to get out of Zoom, you can go under the little Apple icon, have the little,
Yeah.
and you hit force quit,
Yep.
and then you can hit out, you can force quit your, I don't know what internet provider you have. If it's Chrome, you
Chrome.
can, yeah,
Chrome.
force quit Chrome, and then you'll go, and then you'll have to log back into Chrome.
Okay.
It should log you out of Zoom because that's your internet. I'm guessing, I'm hoping.
Kim,
Yeah.
so I found, I lost it again. I found the first pass of my website, which I think I sent you,
Yeah.
but I don't know how to share this with the group.
Oh, we can do that.
But don't worry about that. We'll get there. We'll get there, Shelley. We can talk you through
Okay.
that.
All right.
Log into, just Shelley, go ahead and log into that page.
Okay,
And
I've logged into the page the email that Alex, the person who's helping me.
Yeah.
So should I just click the link that he sent me for here?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, done. Now what?
Okay. Now just wait until Adria says it's your turn, and then we'll walk you through those steps.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Mary, did you quit Chrome?
Yeah, and I still have yes, and same situation. I'm going to try my iPad.
Go into the Apple and scroll down and hit force quit Zoom.
Yep.
Do you see Zoom?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, force quit Zoom.
Okay.
Oh, she's still there. I don't know how Zoom is still open. Yeah, maybe you do have to get on something else.
Yeah,
but we
Mary,
can
you
see
might have to do your phone tonight.
It's so weird.
Oh, there she is. She's back in now. Okay. Let's see if that helps. Mary, you there? The bugs in the works tonight.
Oh, she's frozen in one.
You know it.
She needs to fix her. There you go.
Oh, Mary, are you there now?
You just need to unmute yourself.
I'm here. I'm going to. I think I'm set. I'm looking at Adria Arch, her beautiful works.
Okay, good. All right. Very
Thank
good.
you. Sorry. Thanks for the patience.
No problem. Okay. Anyway, this is my website. It's a Squarespace website, which is a company that you can use among many that are out there. Many, 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 that give you templates. They're so sophisticated now that you can, pick a template, which means how you want the thing to look, what kind of font you want, and all that stuff. I mean, but here I am. This is, and I just want you guys to remember that it's a work in progress. Once you do your website, it's never completely finished because there's always something more you can do with it. And it's going to grow as you grow and change and add pictures and things that you've done. And, it's just a work in progress. So, what you might do, Kim, you've not started one before, but, you want a page that has your name on it. You want something, usually with an image, like, this is what people are going to see the first thing when they go to your URL. And then, usually there's a portfolio, there's usually an about, which means who are you, where are you from, but, anything else like that, maybe a picture of you on it, and then a CV, so we can go look at that. So my CV has no images on it. It's simply a listing of where I've shown. Some of you, it's going to be small right now. That's okay.
How about not even put a CV on there if you don't
need
have
a
one?
CV. Yeah, you don't need a CV. Yeah, this is just, right. We're all at different levels, and it's not like anybody has to have anything on this. Mostly you want people to go see your work here, like you want your friends and family, to start with. Like that's kind of nice instead of saying, oh, wait a minute, let me go to my photos. I'll show you what I'm working on. You say, here's my website. Now you can see what I've been working on. Like at the very simplest level, that's how it works. But if you have a CV, you can put a CV. About isn't a bad place to go. So, I have my statement on here. I used to have a separate page for my statement. Now I have a statement that's in there with a whole bunch of other stuff that I've now got because I've been writing for grants. And, this is over many, many years of, modifications and having to write things. I've come up with a more, a larger about than I ever have. So it can be a statement in your bio, it could just be the statement, it could just be your bio, could be and a picture maybe. So it can be as simple. There's no shoulds. This is just kind of as you develop your site, really, there's really no rule about it. It's just if it's clear and readable and you get the information across and your pictures are good. That's it. That's the golden, that's the thing you want to go for. And then my portfolio. This is also, you got a lot of possibilities here. Some people just, have it divided into paintings and prints or collages. This is up to you how you decide the best way to, show your work. For me, because lately, instead of just showing individual work, because my work is installation, it feels to me like I should show the work in the installation and not necessarily just one-offs. So, I might do both. I might show, like, this is one, I actually just redid this today. There is a mechanism where this is pretty great. You can do a little slideshow of the work, and that's how it's shown instead of like individual pictures. But
so you clicked on one picture, and within that picture is a slideshow that you can.
That's right.
Through.
Yeah. So
can you go back and do that again, just so we can see that again?
Sure. So basically, yeah. So back to my portfolio, and I clicked on my picture. And it's going to take you to the latest
series called Lightness of Being.
Like a series. Yes.
Got it.
So I did have all the pictures in like little, rows, like in a grid, but I decided that I didn't like it. So I just changed today because that's what I do, because that's what you'll do. You'll decide, oh, I don't like how it is, so let me play with it, or let me ask the person who's making it to change it. But, this is what I've been doing, which is showing the images and then talking about each. But again, I'm pretty far into this. You may not be, so it will be simpler probably for you. But that's one way to do it. So, in each one of these, some people categorize it by years. I could have done years. Some people, like I said, the simplest way though, is probably by medium. And that's fine. And you might have one page with, the 8 to 10 or 12 different images that you want to show right now.
Can you go back to your homepage for a minute? Is that the only picture on your homepage, or do you scroll all the way to the bottom? So it's only one thing. The only way they can see anything else is they have to click on portfolio.
Right. But then, that of course can be your decision as well. You go directly to a portfolio page. But I like it's like opening a book. Like, oh, you go to the book's cover. Here's the book's cover. Inside, let me see what's inside. Oh, all these different things. So it seems like a good idea right now for me to work this way. But everybody's going to be different. So, I have a lot of these, and I was told that I was almost too much to choose from, but I don't know how else to do it right now. So it's just going to be what it is. I want to say that the really important thing is to make sure that your website is readable really well on your phone. And there's a way in which the person who's designing your website has to make it phone appropriate. If they don't do that, it is really clunky. So,
So it's gotta look good on
yeah.
both.
And when and see the back end of this, just because you might be interested to see this. The,
Bless you.
Sorry.
the back end of this is going to be a great video. Everybody, fortunately, everybody's here today, so nobody has to watch this. Oh my God. But the back end of this is what it looks like, the dashboard. And I go to my website, when I'm designing it, this is what it looks like. And see up here, these little gadgets, you can see the mobile view. And you want to make sure. So this is what you see when you go to the phone. And it looks pretty decent, but it's a big difference from what you see here. I was just looking at an artist's website that I met recently, and she said, "Oh, here's my website." And I went to look at it on my phone, and it was, it's just not a good viewing experience. So I hopefully said to her, "You might want to have your website made so that it's good to see on a cell phone, because half the people who are looking at your stuff will be looking at it on a phone." Okay. So that's the basics on me. But why don't we, do any questions about how all this works so far for this one? Because we're gonna now go to each one of yours and see what they look like, and talk, and you can ask us questions if you're unsure about how something reads, but this is a good time to have us do that, or anything. And we can give you thoughts about how we're experiencing it too. So let's see, does anybody want to just jump in and start?
I can start because I don't know. I
Yeah,
was just fooling around with it.
Yeah, let's see what you got.
So
yeah,
I'm
share
going to
your
go ahead and
screen.
share my screen.
Yeah.
Okay, so like this is that Squarespace.
Oh, you use
My
Squarespace.
name.
Yeah.
And then Shelly had a good idea to put work up on hers up
Yeah.
here about, and then I didn't know what else to put, so I put contact.
Great.
I have one big drawing, and then to scroll down, I thought, okay, drawings, collage, paintings, and sculpture. But it
Great.
feels really rudimentary when I look at it. I feel like
No.
about
Yeah, that's really good. Kim, do you have some experience with this? Because you managed to do your own?
No. Well, I have experience with people's websites and
Yeah.
interacting with them. But I don't have experience. I don't know. I didn't know if there was any rules in terms of
The rule is
having
clear.
everything on one page or having it broke up, but I'm hearing that it doesn't.
I mean, right. I don't think there's any rules except that you just want to make it clear. And you can go to people who know a lot more about websites than I, and they'll critique it for you and tell you should do this and this and this. But
Yeah.
I think for the time being,
like there's no way to make these bigger. There's some things that I would change. Like there's no way to make these bigger. I wanted to move these up further. I couldn't do that. But the goal is to like click on drawings and be able to go into all my drawings.
Right.
Collage.
I think it looks really good. The only thing I would say is you should put a drop shadow on all the images, because now it looks like, it needs some dimensionality, and it doesn't have that. So it becomes, like a stamp.
Yeah, I see exactly what you mean. And then does this background bother you that it's not perfectly white?
Doesn't bother me.
No.
I don't know how other people.
Does everybody understand what Shelley's suggesting?
No.
So I think what you're saying is there's a way in which I don't know if you can you do this in?
I would have to create, yes, I could create an image slightly larger in Canva, drag it.
Oh God.
Mm,
I think so.
I see.
It's
This
a
is
lot
not-
of
yeah.
work.
This
It's
is
a lot.
stuff that happens, yeah, outside of Squarespace that, that Kim
Yeah.
can do.
I'd have to save an image on an image, which is
And
doable,
you-
but
And you may not want to do it this go around, but I think in going forward in photographing, you just want to make sure there's some wall space around it. This is what's been told to me many times. So I'm just passing it.
that's really helpful. Thank you.
It's sort of like you're framing the work in order to get contrast. Is that what you're suggesting?
No, it's to get dimensionality, because otherwise it just looks like a stamp. It just looks like it's too flat.
Well, but this is a drawing though, Shelley. If
I understand. Even so,
Really? Okay.
I mean, I guess less so for drawings, but certainly for paintings.
Okay. Unless your
Yes.
paintings are, yeah, not framed. I mean, I think it depends on it. Yeah. Well, anyway. So, but yes, what you're saying is true. Depending on people's work, if your work is white on white and, it does need some contrast, there are things, you may want to do, but that's sort of outside of the actual website. Yeah. That we can do. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Can you click on any of that, Kim, or is it not?
No, none of that is clickable. That was just like,
Yeah.
we're meeting. Let's put something together.
Great.
I'm glad that it motivated you to start it. There's nothing wrong with it. So what do you guys, anybody have any thoughts on it? I mean, I
Drop
think
shadow was a good idea.
Yeah,
yeah.
I like that's your opening page. I like your opening page. It's clear to me I'd hit one of those categories, the lead category, and have more depth and pictures behind it. I think we all know that. And I think you're on your way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Kim, do it, yeah. And, all right, who's next?
Thank you.
Sure.
I'll go.
Yeah, go.
Yeah,
I can go
Can I share
later.
your screen? Share it.
Sure.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, well, me to
Oh,
share.
me.
Oh, I can do that. No, I can
Okay.
do it because you're online. You're already up, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. I forgot that you were already out there. Look at this. Woo! Okay.
First of all, thanks to Kim, because Kim just sitting next to Kim, she puts all my analysis paralysis aside and we just click buttons. So this is the big reason this is up and running.
Great.
So yeah, this is sort of the landing page.
Yeah. Okay. So you have, and that's lovely. So we see the image, we see, right up. Now, have you made yours good for cell phone too?
We tried. I think so. Yeah.
Great. So let's go to your about. Oh, fun. All right. I think you could put more
Yeah.
about. Yeah,
I was too shy to put more,
I know.
but I'm working on that. And yeah.
And is this this is just a picture. This is not a video.
Correct. There's
So-
a video on the process part.
You know that, okay, but yeah. So, and you know how to do that. Great. Yeah, I would say, so you had a wonderful little interview with one of your daughter's friends who wrote about you. And that is something you could actually put on this page.
Oh, that's good.
I like that a lot. And there's no reason why not, because it's without having to, it's actually kind of a nice format too. It's not like I did blah 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 blah. It's like, here's a question, you answer. Anyway, you can think about that.
Would I put that under about?
Yeah,
Or-
why not?
Okay.
And here's your process. Now this is interesting. So you have the about and the process. I mean, in some ways, you guys have to weigh in on this. This could almost be fused.
Mm-hmm.
So one of those pictures could be Well, let's see. Can you scroll down so we can see the rest of the?
Okay, but wait a minute,
It's
let me just
just
say
that?
that. Here's the
Okay.
thing, the about, is usually like your bio, and that's true. Maybe that isn't the right place for the interview. Maybe the process is, but maybe it is. So, it's about is who you are, where you live, what you make, blah, blah, blah. Um, that's about you. And then there's the process, which is really about the work. So, I mean, it's fine this way. At some point you could think about fusing them, but it's really fine. It's really fine. Okay, so let's see what you have.
And people should know there is a sound that goes with this. We just aren't sharing sound.
I could share it, but
No, it's
That's
you
all
have
right.
to
That's all right. That's it.
I hear the sound. I'm sorry.
Pam, do you go into the woods looking for your pieces?
Yeah, I do.
That would be interesting to see, just you foraging for pieces.
It
Cool.
would be, yeah, that's great. That is a really wonderful. Yeah, and I mean, let's see, I'm not sure that I love this type of face here. I mean, this is being picky, but but
Mhm.
still, I love the process. I think, the video that because your work is so unusual with the use of fire, and I would also love to see the process about how you make the flatter pieces too.
Yeah. Hmm.
All right, so I
Okay.
selected
Okay.
work. All right, so let's see, we've got, oh, ah, oh, oh, I see this thing. Okay. So
Right. Which just that right there is part of what's confusing is those little subtle arrows. It's easy to miss them.
they're subtle. Yep. But people find them. I mean,
And they're aesthetically
Can you
pleasing.
go
they
back?
are.
Can you go back?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it was just, yeah, this is where well, this is where we started. And then I was trying to
I
see if I
would
could
drop
on
them
that.
down to the right or the left of the images because I do think they're hard to see. I don't know that I would have seen them so easily. Do you know what I mean?
The
Yeah,
arrows.
it's a little hard to see. It's true, and I would
Yeah.
like to see what it looks like on the phone because the things look different on the phone, and a lot of times they work better on the phone. So I don't know, but yeah, that's a little thing to think about. It's true. All right, Pam, you are not titling or giving us any information about the work.
Right. I
You
need to.
yeah.
And size.
And size, exactly, and year. Yeah, so
Me-
the standard is, typically your name, the title, uh, I
Does
usually
she,
put the medium, right?
does
Then
she,
the,
why
yeah.
why does she need to put her name? It's her website.
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. Not, yeah, you don't need the name on your website. But yeah, your title, your medium. I'm thinking about when you apply for stuff. Yeah,
Title, medium, and then size maybe.
size,
And then you start with height or width.
height. Always start with height.
And with medium, I get a little confused. Like I could go on and on. Like how much of because so much of my stuff is process, but I don't want to like. So medium, it's wood, fire torch, and acrylic paint, or like it's the ones that I don't even use any paint, and it's just wood, plywood, or regular, and it's just a torch. But I'm
That's
using like,
interesting.
does that say enough? I don't know how to.
Well, this is an interesting question. I mean, maybe you say fire. Maybe the medium is fire and you just leave it at that.
Ooh, I
I
like it.
kind of feel like saying less, like, because where
Yeah.
do I stop? It's like chisels, sander, like gloves, like
I,
Doesn't she have to say what it's on? I mean, she could say torch or fire.
and a plywood panel.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you say like a painting on canvas, you say, acrylic paint on canvas. So you could say, this is it. I don't know for sure, Pam. That would be a question for some for a curator. I don't know, but it sounds to me like you could just say, you might say fire on plywood or fire on birch
hmm hmm
or
Fire on wood panel.
because I feel like saying, the torch isn't the medium, the torch is
Right.
your
It's a
thing. Yeah,
process.
cool, right. So leave them
And part of what's weird about unique, I think, is like so much is coming and it's not even paint, you know what I mean? So, but like how to,
Right.
well, I mean, I might do a web search and see if you can find other artists that are using fire in their work and see how they say it.
mhm.
And then just pick the one that you like best.
Right, right.
Okay, that's a good idea.
And people can always ask you if they don't understand, that would be good to get them, but I don't know that there's any protocol I fire.
I've seen some where I have done this exact thing now that I'm
Okay.
thinking about it, and it varies.
Yeah.
But I typically had seen people say, wood and torch, or
Okay.
but you see what I'm saying? And like
Yeah,
how far down the process path to go. Anyhow.
I had a thought. I mean, I know there's a lot of tools involved in what you do, and you don't want to like go through all of them. But even if you had the opportunity to just photograph a picture of your work gloves, of your, your hammer, your nails, whatever, and just like put it out there, and you don't even have to discuss what they are, but it kind of telescopes the information about how much is involved in putting a piece like this together.
Yeah,
that's a great idea. Thank you.
Yeah, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think the idea here is, you want to be informative. The website should, tell us enough about what we're looking at that we understand. Here's a case, I think, Shelley, which you would say, a shadow would help us understand that this is more three-dimensional, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think so.
That's where you could use it. But anyway, and
I'm a little unclear. Mary, do you think she should not do the process video?
I think if there was a way to have a caption that said process, and then underneath it just have it's pretty literal, a photograph of maybe a tabletop, and you might have paint, you might have work gloves, you might have matches, you might have pieces of wood, all the different things that go into your pieces that might not be apparent by looking at what I'm seeing on the screen right now. Because I have to imagine you use sandpaper, you use, I don't even know. So that might be helpful.
And how much of that gets into like, oh, I'm giving my whole process away, or do I not even just care about that? Like,
well, I think that no one's going to go steal this process from you. So I think to photograph the elements, and this is just kind of a random thought, but I go to a lot of art presentations, and the artist comes in and talks about his or her work. And often on a piece of canvas, off to the side, you'll see the scissors they use, the glue they use, the caliber of paper. That's so, as an artist, so interesting to me.
I see.
I learn things that way. You would have a different objective, but it would kind of explain the variables and the complexity of what you do. I have to imagine it's multifaceted.
I think that does actually belong in the process though, because that's a lot to put under here. I think you want to showcase the work, Mary, and I think a simple statement, but that's why your process, is really important for you to sort of fill out, Pam. Like, yeah, you don't necessarily tell people how it's done, but I think there's I mean, what you already have, this video, really, if people make sure people look at it, I think it should be higher on the page, we don't have to scroll down so much to see it. But yeah, this tells you will give people a lot of, an idea, especially if you show some of the flatter work too. But anyway,
And so maybe that's good enough. It was just kind of a thought I had.
no, but you're right. I think for Pam, knowing what she's working with will help people understand the pieces very, much better. But yeah, I mean, I think you got the basics going great. And I think the rest of it is just, going, the titles, the information will help a lot. And, I think that interview, you've got a lot of great stuff in there. Because, so here's a thing that I've noticed over the years, which is that there's not so much sort of secrecy anymore about how the artists are doing their work. Like there's a presumed, natural kind of interest in sharing how things are done these days, like that didn't used to be when back in the day, back when I was sending spies out in the dark ages, people were much more sort of cautious about what they were sharing to the public. And I just feel like, at least what I'm seeing on Instagram, the emphasis is on spilling your guts and telling people where the work came from. And I think it's actually really good. So I don't know that you should be concerned about other people taking your ideas. I just don't think that's, because even if they did use the same process, it's never going to look like yours. I just think, but it's, you have to be comfortable with it too. But I think sharing about your work is good. People do want the stories. It seems like that's very accepted. What do you guys all think? Do you agree with me? Just from my sense.
I agree that people are very much out there with their process and what they're using, and it is generally a pretty generous community. So I can imagine where it wasn't that way once, but it is right now.
It is, yeah. Anyway, so there you go with that. All right, let's see somebody else.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, Priya, would you mind sharing mine?
Sure, I would be happy to share yours. There it is. Look at that. Okay. Yay. All right. Shazia also has a new website. This is all very exciting. So let's see. Let's start with home. Okay. All right. Let's see. So you have geometric, organic, and maps as your series, right? And so that's sort of your general category head for the work that's going to be on the scroll down pages. Great. So you got this going. That's great. Yeah. Oh, what happens when you click on that? Oh, nothing. Oh, okay, great. This is good because if you can, have a site that gets people to see the pieces bigger, I think that's really great. I don't have that on mine, and I wish I knew how to do that. That's something I kind of, I need to figure that out.
And who holds your site?
Shazia, who's this?
It's a format.
Format?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Format? I've never heard of them.
That's I asked my son and he helped me with that. So
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying it's one of the ones
yeah.
I've never heard
Yeah,
of.
it's nice. Yeah. Okay, so great. All right, we have all these to scroll down. Beautiful. All right, and then we go back, and then we see the organic. Yep. And yeah, at least with the titles, as painful as it might be, even if you have to just do like a series, like this is a Shazia.
Mhm.
I was talking to Shazia, I said, just put,
Yes.
Bloom 1, Bloom 2. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I was just like having a little hard time with the titles, but
Yeah.
it wasn't that bad. But what is the importance of titles versus no titles?
Because when people are on on your site, it's suppose they're thinking about putting a piece of yours in a show that they're doing. Then they can
Mhm.
say, oh, Shazia, I'm really interested in Bloom number 1. Do you still
Okay.
have that? Yeah.
Okay.
Because otherwise
Mhm.
they won't, how do you just tell people? I mean, yeah, they could go to the trouble of doing a screenshot or whatever, but you don't want them to go to that. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's really why, just to really for the viewer to say, oh yeah, I looked at this one and that one and, but just something so that we can say, even if it's untitled 1, untitled 2,
Yes. Got it.
anything
Mhm.
that'll give us. Yeah. Yeah. Great. Yes, so Shazia has been part of art chat for a long time. She's taken a little break this semester, but yeah.
Shazia, I really like how all the backgrounds are all the same
Yeah.
sort of. I don't
Mhm.
know. Is
Yeah.
that each piece is mounted on the same kind of paper, or
It is mounted on a same kind of either paper or a crescent board, but then I have been making this color, which I just painted myself otherwise. So it's very similar in all of them.
Oh,
So
But the background color, yeah.
The background color is painted right there.
Yes. Mhm.
wow.
Wow.
Initially, I was using the crescent board, but then I stopped using that and then I started painting the paper. And it's
So-
the same, it's a couple of colors like yellow ochre with, I don't know, there's another color that I mixed with it. And then so just to keep it everything,
And are those
just-
pieces mounted onto that painted
Yes.
paper?
Yes, they are mounted
Oh,
on the paper. Yes. Mhm.
Got it.
Mhm.
It's nice because they begin, there's a little shadow here, which gives you the feeling that it's, a cut piece of paper. So yeah, great. When you get a chance, you might want to just Photoshop out this. This is being picky, but just
Yes. Yes. Okay. Mhm.
I
I don't know, it just never ends.
know it never ends. I know,
Absolutely.
Really, no, it's not that big a deal. But just that's
Yes.
future point. I mean, yeah. Okay, and then you have these maps. Great, yeah.
I would like to make a suggestion, but I don't know how this is going to go over. I would not have I would have the landing page as your 3 different categories and move your photograph to about. That's what
Okay.
Wait.
can we go
Explain
back to the
again.
home?
I think having your landing page with your photograph is a little.
Wait a minute. Which?
It's not.
Go to
Go to home. Go to home.
Yeah, this is home.
No.
Well,
This is home.
Didn't when
No,
you
the photograph
This
is in about.
This is about. Yeah.
okay, because
Okay.
that's what opened up first though.
No, it was just because I had been looking at it before, Shelley. It was in my cache.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
take
Yeah.
it back. I
Yeah,
didn't
it was my
understand.
fault. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
so
that would have been weird. That would have been
yeah.
weird.
This is good. Artist statement, bio, and you have a contact. That's also really great. So people could say, "Hey, Shazia, I love your work, blah blah blah," and then you have your CV here. So you can leave it in the top if you want to, or you can keep it. I mean, this is fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Can I make a suggestion on the contact page?
Yeah.
Can you have your son do a CAPTCHA or a little thing where they know like rando people can't send you messages?
Oh,
It's
that's
going to keep
cool.
a lot of spam
Okay.
out.
Okay. Thank you.
I think she could just do her email, she could do a little envelope
Yeah.
and someone can click on that and send her an email. Because
Yeah, but before they do that, they have to verify that they're not a robot or a porn site.
right.
I think it's called CAPTCHA or something.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think people fill out these contact things anymore.
Mm.
So maybe just an email
Email.
with a little
Yeah,
button.
that's right. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's true.
Okay.
Now people are doing, sign up here if you want to be on my mailing list. So that's a good idea. You could do that, and that would make more sense because then what you want to eventually do is start to have a mailing list of people that want to get your information when you have your show.
Okay.
So how else are you going to get those emails? That's what everybody's having trouble in right now because we used to, have each other's contacts a lot easier. And now it's much harder to sort of get that information because you have people's Instagram accounts, but you might not have their email. So it's nice to have a page where they can say, yeah, and see if you can't find that. Maybe there's a template for that in this setting,
All right.
Yeah. But you're right, just for send message, yeah. But even then, Kim, you're saying you should have a CAPTCHA because you don't want.
Yeah, don't put I wouldn't.
All right.
Yeah, just
So wait,
Thank you so much.
what would she do? How do you do the CAPTCHA? She'd have her little envelope and then a CAPTCHA?
So when they go to click the button, it doesn't go right into her email. It says verify that you're not a robot somehow. It's like one extra little protection when they click that button. That's not going to stop people from like writing down your email and emailing you later
All
from
right.
a spam site, but it will get a lot of the auto clicks.
Okay, well that's good to know. I mean, there's all these other, but aside, you've got a great, beginning, great, basic website that you can easily add things to. And, the question is when you start making new bodies of work, where do those go?
Yes.
And you're like, okay, now I have to redo everything because now I have more. Or what do you do about older work? What if you've been showing this, something is now 10 years old on your website? Do you have a spot for what do they call it?
Archive.
Archive of work and maybe focus on the new one. But anyway, great. All right, Shazia, let's try and get to everybody. Okay, who's next?
I could go next, but I
Yeah.
don't know I'm not sure how to do this.
Okay, so Shelley, at the bottom of your page.
No, I know what
Oh,
share
you're not
is.
sure. Okay, yeah, just share it.
Yeah.
Just open it.
I just am not sure where it is. Kim,
Okay,
do you
well-
have it?
Click on share, and then you should see like your desktop. If your thing
Yeah,
is
but-
open,
It's not on my desktop. It's in my Gmail.
okay, so go open your Gmail.
Okay, but don't I have to leave you?
No,
No, you can open a separate tab. Do you have a Mac?
Yeah.
Okay. So you are going to open a separate tab.
And where am I going to do that? How do I leave Zoom Workplace?
Okay, let's see. Hold on. How do I explain this?
I don't know.
Can
I don't have a Mac,
can
so
you
I'm not-
take your mouse and
I
click?
don't have a mouse. I have a trackpad.
Okay.
Shelley, I know what to do. Can you forward me his email
Yeah.
to you? Okay, do that.
Oh
and then-
yeah, there's a good idea.
All right, just forward it to me.
Kim
Yeah.
has it. Did you delete it?
No, I still have it. Yeah,
Oh,
I'll
somebody
forward
send
it
it
to
to
you.
me.
Hold, please.
Don't send it to me. Send it to Adria because
I won't. I promise.
Can
Oh,
everybody?
Wait a minute. I got it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so now how do I share this? It's open on my screen.
Oh, you're gonna do it. Okay.
So go back into Zoom, click on the Zoom tab where you see all of us.
Okay, I don't see. Oh, here we go. No, I
And
don't.
at the bottom of the screen, you're going to click that thing that says share.
I know that part, but I've lost you on.
Oh,
Here you are. Sorry, everybody. Okay, but now I don't see it. Documents, advanced. I don't know where it is. And
All right, don't worry about it. Just forward your, I can forward
I'll
your,
send it to Adria. How's that?
perfect.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, can everybody stay on a couple more minutes because we still will need to do Mary's too. Yeah, everybody, you have some time? Okay, great. All right.
Gmail, am I sending it to Gmail?
Yep. This is the best way to do it. I forgot to say no. Okay,
Now I have to find all of you again. Oh, there you are.
there we go. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Here. All right, yay! We did it. Okay, Shelley, this is brand new. It's not even public yet.
It's
So,
not public
right.
yet. I mean, it has some tweaks, so yeah.
Okay, so here's your, this is your landing page, and this is linked to something. No,
I've gone through this with him so many times. I believe that the two categories are linked.
yes, they
should
are.
be. Yeah.
But this still has well, maybe not. Okay, yeah. Okay, great. So this is focus surveillance. Oh, and so this is beautiful. So this is the thing you were talking about, the little
Drop shadow.
box shadow. But
Yeah.
see, I think that probably comes in his program.
No,
No,
or he did it.
really?
Yeah, because I can't remember what the deal was. He might have done it, but it also had to do with the photographer because
Okay.
we talked about it.
All right.
I really like the drop shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
It
is
makes
called a
a
drop shadow.
difference. It makes a difference. It just gives it a,
Yeah.
dare I say the word presence.
Yeah.
Yeah. It gives
Yeah,
it
I see
body.
what you're saying now.
It gives
I
it
understand now better. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Love it.
So great. So actually, this is very cool because when you get on it, it moves a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, see, and this is good too because you might be looking at that, and then you see this one, and you see that one. You can
So
bring
just-
those up.
just to let you know, I didn't do this. I tortured a good friend.
Okay.
It's so strong though.
I'm amazed he's going to talk to me anymore because
Oh,
no, he will. But I mean, it's a slog.
yeah.
It's definitely a slog.
And this is good because they're very visible.
Yeah.
So this, Shelley, this isn't Squarespace. This is something that he came up with. Yeah, he's a web designer. Yeah.
It's hosted on Webflow, and he designed the information architecture is what it's called. So I did not do it on Squarespace,
Okay.
So
which is why it's a little different. Because honestly, I don't have the bandwidth, and I feel like I'm just too old to learn it. I'm too old, too lazy. I don't want to do it.
That's fine.
So I was really lucky that, I have this person in my life. But
Yeah.
it's a lot. He really gave me a gift. And then but he didn't code it. So everyone should know about Fiverr.
Yes.
Everyone should know about Fiverr. So Fiverr is a website of, I think, is it just graphic designers? I don't know.
Anything you need.
And you can look them up and, get recommendations and decide who you want to use. And it's literally a third of the price or 25% of the price that you would have to pay here.
For what? What is it for then?
Anything.
I mean, he used it just for coding.
Right.
But you could use it to create your website. I mean, a lot of these people are super knowledgeable. So the woman who's doing the coding is in South Korea.
Here's another one called Upwork. This one I'm using actually to do some design stuff for me. Like, so
Yeah.
what's great is you put out your you put out a job, and then in like seconds, people from all over the world say, I'll do that job. And people, they have their different prices. Some people, some people in, places that will charge $20 an hour. Somebody else will charge $50 an hour, $3.50. You can get the full range. You can look at their website. You can see what they've done. It's really great.
And you want to make sure that you go through the reviews.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, yes. So it's great if you need to, like, something weird, like do, like, as you're saying, Shelley, coding. Well, who knows that? Where are you going to find somebody, and then you go to a site like that, they'll know what you're talking about. You pay, whatever it is, you pay, and it gets done, and you have it. So photoshopping, for example, is another really, good thing to do on that kind of a website. Right. So
You
it's good to
hire,
know, right? It's really,
you hire someone on Photoshop?
I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
you did?
I did hire somebody to do, I was trying to have one of my sculptures put in the MFA. So
Oh my God, I love that you did that.
I went to the museum and I took pictures of some empty spaces there. And I sent this guy the MFA and one of my sculptures, and I said, put this here. As if it
Yes,
were much bigger.
Yay!
that is
Cool.
brilliant.
Yeah,
Cool.
I thought so too. Wasn't my idea, but yeah. Anyway, Shelley, this looks great.
Yeah.
Really, really, really great.
I just,
Yeah,
of
beautiful.
course, I just noticed that a color correction should happen, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going
Yeah.
to do it.
So it's all very seamless. It's really clean looking. I like your font a lot too. It's very clean,
Yeah, I agree.
very, very crisp.
Hmm.
So
There you go.
bravo. I'm sure oh, we didn't see your statement.
Oh,
Okay.
no, I just changed it today. But you can look at it.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah,
I don't know that we have the time to get into
that's
it.
okay.
Yeah, well, we can all read it later. But yeah, we did want to talk about statements, but I think not this week. All right, Mary, we're going to look at yours.
You can pull it up, right?
Yeah,
Thank you.
Mary. Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay, so this is very classy. This,
Well, I haven't looked at it. It was such a nauseous process. I haven't looked at it for 4 months, and I did it 4 months ago. So this is the first time I'm seeing it since then. I've refused to look at it.
okay.
I like this approach because now I'll see what I really think of it. When you're in it, it's really hard to be objective.
Yeah. Wow. This is very eye-catching. So you're giving us a little clue right from the get-go, rather than using your name as a starting page, it's an interesting thing. So that's
It is. It looks like maybe my name is missing.
Yeah, that would be a good thing to add. Oh no, there it is.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay.
But you might just wonder about that. That is something to
I
think
wonder if
about.
there's a way to make her name pinned so that when you scroll down, her name, Mary Batlich Art, stays and the rest of it scrolls up. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
Yeah.
Mary,
Well,
did you notice yourself?
why can't she just change the font size of Mary Bablich Art, the font size of Visual Tangle of adding and taking away?
Yeah, I agree. The art should be we're seeing too much text, right?
I think so. Yeah.
So we need to squish it or get rid of all that text.
Well, or just make the font smaller
Yeah. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
I agree.
and make your name larger.
Yeah. And you know what else? I don't know that you need both of these. But
I
this is
agree.
very striking. But this I don't even read because it's too much
I agree.
right now. Yeah.
It's true. It's true. I didn't even read it. I was just like, I love the title of it.
Yeah. The title is
Title.
cool. So I would get rid of this because you're going to have many places to put that. You know, there's lots of things.
Great. So we're keeping the big type and getting rid of the little type.
I think so.
Okay, good.
And now your art can move up a little bit.
Yeah. And I had a web designer who deals not with artists, so I
Ah,
think she was mostly interested in the verbiage, and so she pressed me on that. But I don't know.
yeah. Well, it's a question. So is this also up there? Oh, it is. Yeah. So we could go either place to find more about you, right? There and also at the
Yeah,
bottom.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna say, you know what? Just as me, I think I would just have your art and not have all this on each page.
How about the phrase "making rooms"? I mean, that
Yeah.
was
Yeah, that's fine. I just
it's
think you
kind of
don't need this.
following the front page or the landing page.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I can be talked into it, and I don't want to be Mary Downer, but just trashing the whole thing. You know,
No,
it just
no,
it's
No, it just feels like it's too much to read though, especially since
Okay,
you know,
so
you got
yeah,
us
I
the
can
first
edit that.
one. And like up here, it's sort of a nice surprise. I don't mind it there, but you know, when we get into the work, I'm like, all right, we already read the big thing, so we don't want to read the big thing. Now I want to see the work. So I'd rather just get right into the work here.
Uh-huh.
And I like how, you know, you have the little thing that makes it larger. Yeah, this is very, very nice. Oh, look. Oh, you just click on the whole thing and it just comes up. That's beautiful.
Is it automatically clicking or are you clicking on
No,
something?
I'm clicking it.
Okay.
Mary, you're gonna
Yeah.
have me to ask you this question, but is this supposed to be squared up or not? Your white on here.
Yeah, it looks like it's folded. It's
Yeah.
folding. Yeah, so that it's not sharp.
Yeah, this too.
Okay, I can work on that.
If these are all supposed to be rectangular and not
Yeah.
trapezoidal.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. I'm sure they were flat, so it might have been the photograph. Okay.
It was the photograph, yeah, that
Yeah.
happens. So, right, and we were just talking about whether it's worth it to have somebody do your photographs for you. It can be. These look pretty good, but you know, it's hard to get it really squared up.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that hard. I can do that.
Okay, good. Anyway, that's just a minor. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
to Bring that to your attention. I have been known to do this myself, and yeah. But yeah, they all look like they're a little skewed, but they look great. Okay, so that's one, and then we're gonna click out of there, and then go back here. About oh no, that's nice.
Oh, that's
Beautiful.
such a nice picture.
Beautiful.
That's great.
Really? You'd like the picture?
I
Oh,
do.
love it.
Oh,
100%.
Yeah,
Absolutely adorable.
it is.
I love it.
Good.
today my husband said, I looked at your website recently. You really should get a different picture.
Oh,
So I'm going with you guys.
I love
Yes.
this. This is so honest, authentic. You know, it's great.
Yeah. Authentic feels like the word.
yeah, period. It's like, boom, there you are. I love it.
Okay, well, this is an interesting take on the CV. Yeah. It's, you know, it's really different from the sort of typical CV, which is more like black on white, you know. I mean, it works, and I understand what you're doing here because if your CV would not have art necessarily, it would be your other career. So this is a way where, you know, you're kind of showing us what you've done recently in terms of your art, right?
Yeah, so if you go back to the about, I think I must have gone through who I was and all of that during the about.
Oh, interior design.
Yeah.
The CV, however, should start with her most recent work. and
Yes,
not-
that's true. I agree with
Yeah,
you.
and that's not updated. Because I
you know,
have
what she's
more.
saying is start with 2024 and go backwards. You
Yeah,
start
and
with the most recent.
I mean, I have other 2024, I just haven't added it.
No, but I
mean,
mean-
when I say this was a hard process, I mean it.
Yeah,
And I
sure.
didn't want to look at it for a long time. And it helps to just look at it with you.
But
So,
wait a
I
minute.
think it can be just shored up and edited quite substantially.
Yeah, but just to clarify, so what I mean is you want to start your CV with the most recent work at the top.
Yeah,
and go
I understand.
backwards. You know, okay, all right. So you want to just reverse that whole thing.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, just want to make sure. I wasn't sure you understood. Yeah,
I
good.
have a question. So that text that you were feeling was too much when it was near the images, which I agree. And she wants, to take that out. But if it was important or something about it, where would she put it? Would it be like you did, Adria,
Oh.
like in the about, and then
I
here,
think
for my blah 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 series, I think about this and like where could it go?
Right. Well, that's interesting. I mean, one thing you could do is, right here, maybe rather than really, really big, and maybe put it down here after you see all the work, there could be, a little blurb, this work was, blah, 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 whatever, I made this work. And, that's where it could be. Mary, I would just say, I think, this really big, this feels too big. This feels, just way too big. I mean, I think I would, in fact, rather than making it super big, make it either the same size or just slightly bigger on the top. Or just call it exhibitions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know that you need it all caps either. It's almost
It's horsey. It looks like a horse. Yeah.
no, but it's just more than you need.
Yeah.
I think what you still want to do is have the work itself lead everything. I mean, this is coming from a fine artist, not from a commercial designer. And commercial designers are much better about, knowing how to sell their work than fine artists. But, I think you just want to be a little more understated. That's all.
Do you like the beginning, the visual tango? I mean, that's pretty. If I keep that, you don't see that on a lot of websites.
I think it's a personal opinion. I mean, I don't mind it that much as long as it's the only thing on here, not this. What do you guys all think?
I like it. The plus sign instead of and, is that for
No,
a
that,
reason?
no reason. And actually you could put that whole phrase at the bottom of the art on the landing page. You don't have to see it. I think it bothers me to see it so blatantly there.
I like it as an introduction into your work. Just the plus sign just keeps pulling my eye to it. But
Okay.
I think, like, as we talked about, like, maybe smaller or whatever, but I think it's really, really gets my attention and brings me in. Yeah.
I'm gonna look on my phone and see how it looks. That's something else we can all try too. Just, because it's going to look different. Even the font sizes change on the phone. Let me just see.
It's better on the phone, I think.
Yeah, it is better on the phone. It feels more in scale.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the way that the adding and taking away are all on one line,
Uh-huh.
it reads easier. The visual tango, next line of adding and taking away. Yeah, just I like the title as well. I don't know, as an intro into taking me into the piece. It can be a little smaller, and then the work can come up so you can see the work more.
Okay.
Yeah,
Then we'll keep it for a while.
yeah, it looks really good on the phone. And you know, like I say, the interplay of the text and the images is
Oh,
better
yes.
than you get the images all by themselves. And all right, Mary, great. I mean, we're
Thanks.
all always
Yeah.
working on these things and improving them and getting ideas and futzing with them, and you know, but really everybody, it's awesome. And there's certainly, you know, you got people to go there, you know, now you just have to get people to actually get them to go there. So figure, you know, how are you advertising your website? What are you doing to get people to go there? And that's the next step.
Amazing.
Okay.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
was
thank
See
you.
fun.
everyone next
Thank
time.
you.
Does anybody have a special inclination for next time? What you'd like to talk about? But just if anyone has a burning, thought about what next time, and I'll come up with it. Don't worry. But
Okay.
anything particular? Do you want to do statements? Do you want to talk about your statements?
I think statements are good. It's a good subject.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so hard. Yeah.
It's hard. Okay, all right. Well, we'll do that, and I'll send you some information about how we're going to do that, because I think it might be really good for us all to send each other to read them before we come to class and think about them for each other. Okay. All right, everybody.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 See you soon.
Oops. There we go.